All right. So as Amy stated, my name is Erika Hicks. And today we are going to dive into marketing. And the title for today's training is Walking Billboard. Okay. Specifically, we're focusing on postcards. Okay. You guys may be asking, why postcards? Isn't that old school? Absolutely not, guys. Okay, you will be amazed. And there's a reason why it's called Walking Billboard. All right, so let me go ahead and turn my camera back off because I talk with my hands as well. So let's go back on over here. Okay, so you guys may be thinking, again, that it's an old form of advertising. However, it is still a classic form of advertising as well. So it's going to be very simple, straight to the point. We're going to talk about how can it be utilized by businesses in the travel industry, or pretty much any business that uses postcards. They're advertising special sales and their services. Those are the main two. Now, let's talk about how it benefits you and your business. Now, it could be beneficial to your current customers as well as your potential clients as well. How many times have you guys gotten a postcard in the mail and it was a new car wash opening, or maybe it may be a new salon opening, a new, what do you call those, oil change shops, like literally just popping up, building everywhere. And you get these postcards in the mail and they're offering service for you to come, and sometimes they even give a discount of some sort. All right, so we ourselves, we could do that as well. We do have a program where you could buy into with our one-star platinum, Mrs. Nina Jackson Mitchell, where you can get those incentives to offer to clients as well for free. All righty. So what should your postcard include? Just keep it simple, guys. Postcards are straight to the point. So it need to at least include pictures of your destination. If you are advertising a sale, the destination itself, or maybe you're introducing yourself. So maybe a picture of yourself if you wanted to. For the males, I would shy away from putting your face, your profile picture on your postcard. Just it's something with the algorithm. Don't ask me, but I would shy away from that. If you are a male, don't put your photo on there. They say the same thing about that with business cards, but just simply just go ahead and put your logo. Also, your key selling points, depending on what you are talking about or trying to introduce to them, and as well a relevant website. Now, that website could be a landing page that you created, or it could even be your Evo booking website, whichever you prefer. Now, you don't have to necessarily type out the specific website. You could do QR codes where they simply can scan it with their phone, take a picture of it, and it would automatically take them to it. So that's another awesome way you can use that on a postcard. Now, the best time to pretty much send out postcards is one, if you just moved to a new community, or you're trying to advertise to a new community or a new customer, okay? If it's an event going on or seasons are changing, you may want to advertise using postcards. And guess what? You could do this with your family members, okay? Let's say you're new in the game, got new skin in the business, and you really don't have any clients just as yet, but you have some family members that talk about going on vacation. Now, truth be told, they say family is the last people who book with you, which may be true. However, guess what? Again, there's a reason why this is called walking billboard. How many times have you gone to the mailbox? If you are in a residential area, you go to the mailbox and you're picking up your mail and you see a postcard, or even the postal workers, and it's a postcard. This stuff is not hidden. It's literally right underneath their nose. So you advertising this as people are sorting the mail, guess what? it's a walking billboard about your business. So make sure that you are straight to the point as far as the key selling points and or the special event that's going on, whatever the case may be. If you want to specifically just want them to know about you offer insurance, you could do that as well. Travel protection. You can also do a postcard for that as well. Now, some of the postcard mailing sizes across the industry are like 4x6, 5x7, 5x5. They're all over the place, to be honest, as far as the sizes. However, to keep it on the, I would say, economical side, because I love keeping as many coins in my pocket. So as far as keeping it on the, you know, the minimum side, I would say go with the smaller size. Just don't try to overcrowd it with a lot of information. And with that being said, I would say go with like a 4x6. The reason why I say keep it small is because if you're creating these yourself, the post office, you could do one for like 44 cents, 41 cents per postcard. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it's 41 cents the last time I checked when I sent out mine last. So FYI, just make sure that you choose the right size that best fits the information that you are sharing with your customers. So let's look at an example. All right, so this one is going to be an example of a realtor postcard. You see it has their information, the logo, and then this one right here, it advertised some properties that are obviously for sale. So it's enticing them. It has pictures. It gets straight to the point. All right, now let's look at an example as a travel agent, okay? This one right here, what you're looking at, you know, you have, it's a template. So you're able to put your logo, put your title, a little bit information. And by the looks of it, obviously that's going to be your profile picture, you as a travel agent, and then introducing yourself. And then maybe just by this picture that is right here, probably you're advertising to luxury or couples or honeymoon, whatever the case may be. So just make sure it fits with whatever you're trying to get out to your clients. The next one we're going to look at as far as postcards, promotions. Okay, let's say you want to push hard for a promotion, a group booking that you have created. Send out a postcard promotion. Okay, this one, it's simple. It's real simple. You could put exciting details right here. You put the destination text right here, a photo, title, and then whatever it's going, whatever the title you want to put right here, and then what it's going for. If it's a special room category for that price, put that, you know, the key points of what includes for that promotion. And then obviously your contact information. Then on the back side, you obviously are going to put your information explaining on how to book that promotion. And one of the points I want to point out is use a QR code where they could simply just scan it and it will take them directly to a link to fill out a form to book with you. And you could simply do those with Jot form, whatever the case may be, but you want to try to autopilot it to the best of your ability. Let's say you want to do a postcard for a destination. Okay, so we're not talking specifically about promotions that you're promoting. Let's just say you did a course with the Bahamas or whatever destination you took a course for. And you're like, you know what, I really like this destination, or you just came back from it and you really want to push it. Okay, you can introduce yourself as you are a certified specialist in that destination somewhere on this postcard, and then just share a little bit of information. Now, right here on the right side, you see a little play button right there. You could recreate that with the QR code. You're going to get tired of me saying QR code. Recreate that play button with a QR code that takes them directly to a YouTube link for that destination with that brand. Now, not to somebody's YouTube page, but specifically the brand, just to grab their attention. All right, next is doing a postcard for a cruise ship. All right, we know that these suppliers send us, you know, daily specials for our clients for cruising. Okay. Another great way to advertise, to push for, especially for groups as well. Very simple template. You know, you want to keep it simple. You don't want to overdo it. Okay. The cruise ship and maybe a photo of one of the destinations to highlight, and then the information and obviously how to book. Again, use that QR code to make them get into there to actually fill out that form to book with you. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I even, where do I start? Where do I start? It is not complicated, guys. I promise you. I promise you. It is very simple. So I myself personally, I have created my own postcards for my customers. I simply use the Avery postcards. The only difference that you're going to look for differently for your postcards is whether or not if you have a laser printer or an inkjet printer. So just pay attention to that when you are purchasing it. This is stuff that could be ordered online. And again, this is not mandatory. It's just a different way to how to specialize your brand. Okay. And also get your business growing rather. So just pay attention to whether if you do have a printer, if it's laser or inkjet, or if you have a friend. Some of you may not have a printer at all. That's fine. If you have a friend, family member that has a printer, call them up, say, hey, I'm trying to get some work done for my business. Do you mind if, I run these off? I have the paper, do a trade, whatever it may be. But you don't literally have to come out of pocket for every single thing when we're talking about creating, and adding your own personalization to your business. All right. So as far as where you can get them from, literally almost anywhere that sells printer paper. So specifically, you're going to look for, and these actually are I don't want to say certified, but they're accepted by the Postal Service, United States Postal Service, because it does have to meet certain requirements in order for you to just pay that 41 cents for that postcard. So this is my suggestion is Avery postcards. Now you could choose whatever you want, but this is what I know that works. And I know it is accepted within the Postal Service guidelines for the postcards, just for the 41 cents. All right. Now, if you just go to Google, again, Google is your best friend. Just type in Avery postcards. There's all sorts of kind of ways you can actually receive your postcards. Now, I personally spend, I want to say $25. So a little bit more than what I wanted to spend for these postcards, but I was in a rush, in a hurry to get these sent out. So I actually went to my local Home Depot, purchased it, and then I created it, printed out on my inkjet printer. And then the next day I went to my post office and just took the stack up there and had them sent off. All right, so as far as platforms, what you can use to create it, there are 3 that I recommend. The first one is Canva, of course. What would we do without Canva, guys? Okay, so Canva is a great one to use for your postcards. All right, the next one is Poster My Wall. Poster My Wall is another good one that I work with frequently. And then last but not least is My Creative Shop. I know you guys have heard those first 2 quite a few times throughout marketing trainings, but My Creative Shop is really great for postcards. Now, what's the downside? Okay, now all 3 of these platforms, they obviously have subscription plans, okay? But you can also use the free freemiums, whatever you want to call it. All right, but for My Creative Shop, their subscription price is about $20, but they apply a discount to it, which brings it to $9.95. Now, this you can split with somebody, one of your partners, if you want to go in on it, whatever the case may be, you could do that. So you could be able to download the high quality photos, or if you're like me and like to keep coins in your pocket, then you probably screenshot stuff. So just FYI. All right, so we are actually going to create, we're actually going to go in and create a postcard now. And I hope you guys got those three. And if you guys could hop in the chat box for me, let me find this here. All right. How many of you guys have created a postcard before? Go ahead and share with me in the chat box if you have created. Okay, so Amy says Canva, my creative shop, and it's Poster My Wall. Poster My Wall. And I promise you guys, it is not difficult. These are templates that are already in place, but you want a walk-in billboard, rather, I should say. All right, so the first one we're going to go to is Canva for the platform. So for Canva, we're not going to create our postcard in Canva. The one that we're going to use today is going to be My Creative Shop. I'm just showing those who are new to these platforms how to actually get in there and look for these templates. So just simply type in postcards right here in your search bar after you create your account, obviously. And then you could see all these different types of postcards that come up. It's so simple, it's plug and play. All right, the next one is Poster My Wall. And for Poster My Wall, you'll do the same. Just go to the search bar and go type in postcards. All right, now a little nugget when you're dealing with Poster My Wall for the postcards. Right here in this drop down, it says that no sizes found. So the specific the specific size that you're wanting for your postcard, you may have to play with itself, but you could use somewhat the template of what you see, anything you see. My recommendation is probably go with something that is more like a realtor flyer postcard. Those are going to be a little bit more structured and plug and play, if I must say. So I would go with those. Another tip I do want to share is when you're printing these yourself, you want to stay away from printing something that has a lot of color. And when I say a lot of color, I mean something like this. That whole first page it's all color pretty much, right? You want to stay away from that so you're not having to print a whole bunch of ink. Now, obviously you do want some color, but again, stay away from the page full of color. You'll save yourself and you'll save some coins. All right, now we're going to hop on over to My Creative Shop. And the same thing goes for using Canva for the postcards. Go with something that we don't have to use a lot of color. Now, if you find something that has color in it, just simply go in and make it a white background. Just play with it so it's not printing all that color. All right, so My Creative Shop. And again, if you click on pricing, it's $19.95. However, if you hit get started, it actually does a promo code. Well, you'll have to create your account first, but we're going to bypass that. And we're actually going to go to templates. All right. After you go to templates, and if you guys want to follow along with me, if you're on your laptop, feel free to do so. We're going to go to postcards. And then we're going to come over here on the left side and scroll all the way down. We're going to go to travel. They have an actual subtab for travel. And we are going to go to travel agent. Now, we're first going to focus on travel agent. We want people to know about our services. So this postcard that we're going to do, we are specifically going to do for the services that we offer. So I'm going to find one here. Let's see. That one has a lot of color. And if you don't find one that you like on here, on this one, like I said, the realtor ones, the real estate ones, they could be tweaked because the template of it is pretty similar. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this one. Now I know I said shy away from a lot of color, using a lot of color. So I'm gonna show you what I mean by do a white background versus using the whole background as color. All right, now before we do that, on the far left side, you'll see all these icons right here. What I want to focus in on is where it says snippets. Okay, these snippets are amazing, amazing. So say for instance, you want to share, how can they contact you? How can they follow you for, you know, business updates and all that? Click right here, here's follow us. And it already dropped it in there for me. And then we could just move that around as we please. Uh-oh, I just moved the last one. Thank God for the undo button, right? So I'm gonna go back again. All right, and we're gonna work on this background because I don't want to print all this color. So I just clicked on it. The fill color, I'm just gonna leave it transparent. Or let's do it white because it's not gonna do that. Or you can just hit delete. It didn't do it. All right, so we're not gonna worry about that right now. It's giving me a headache. All right, so for our logo, we're gonna go ahead and insert our logo. Let's replace that. We'll work on that. And let's go to and I'm just going to use this one right here. It's not my actual logo, but just so you guys get the picture of it. Now, say for instance, you have a, let's see, corner shape. I'm gonna have to delete this whole one and then we'll go in and put the photo because it wants to resize it to something else. Now, obviously you will want to use a transparent one, but I'm just gonna put that, sit that there for now. And right here for the title, I'm going to put meet your agent. Or matter of fact, let's put your vacation starts here. So obviously you want to grab their attention. So I think your vacation starts here is sufficient. And then we're going to come over here and edit. And right here, I'm going to type a little blurb about what I love doing. And I don't work the business by myself, so I'm putting we. All right, so my first sentence, I'm putting, we love what? Okay, so we love what we do. We're here to extend our services to you. Feel free to contact us. I can't type today, guys. Okay, feel free to contact us concerning your travel needs. And then I'm gonna do one more sentence. So I'm gonna keep it to a minimum of about 3 sentences. We book all types of travel. There is nothing too small. Let's say too big or small. Nothing too big or too small. All right, so I'm gonna leave that to a maximum of 3 sentences there. And then over here, obviously you will want to change the picture to whatever your niche is as far as what you're catering to, even though you probably don't want to leave any money on the table. Like you said over here, there's nothing too big or too small. You could book all type of travel, but if you really want to zone in on booking for couples or honeymooners, go ahead and put one of those photos there. But I'm gonna leave that photo there, and then here, let's replace that with my photo. Let's see. Let's see if it does it. Okay, yeah, so it did replace it with mine perfectly. All right. Uh-oh. All right, so this is the pop-up that I was talking about, where it gives you a promo code, and it's for the 50% off, which brings it down to the $9.95. I'm just gonna go ahead and exit that. We're gonna bypass all that. And right there, I'm going to put my name, certified travel advisor. And then right here, I'll put my name. Click off of that. All right, so let's go back to the snippets. For the snippets, I would choose something along, if you have a business, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the same handle, I would use something like this. If you don't, I wouldn't obviously use it on here, but for the sake of time, I'm going to use this one. If it lets me move it. Okay, let's undo. There we go. Sorry, my mouse is acting funky with me today. All right, there we go. Nope. Let's go back there. I do want to move this over just a little bit. All right, let me just hit the back button all the way. Here we go. So we'll just leave it right there. So I'll leave the number there. For your company website, obviously you want to put your booking page website here. And then you'll put your email address here, your business one, not your personal, and then your Facebook one here. Now, if you have QR codes for your Facebook, let's say if your Facebook, your Instagram, and your Twitter business account don't all have the same name, and in my case, they don't, what you can do is come over here to QR codes and just enter the actual website. So in this case, you could do, let's see, www.facebook.com/R&E vacations. And then we'll hit insert. And then you'll just drag it to wherever you want for your Facebook. Same thing for Instagram or Twitter. So I'm gonna leave this like that. Let's go ahead and obviously you will want to spruce it up, make it a little bit more to your liking. Click on here, and then we're gonna go to page 2. Okay, page 2 is gonna be where the address and stuff go. And then you could put a little bit more information in here. So let's say you introduced yourself as far as the services you offer. On the other side, you obviously want to let them know, if you have a subscription list, whatever the case may be, or if you want to give something free for an incentive for them connecting with you or liking your page, have a QR code right here that connects them to claim that free incentive. And that adds them to your subscription list as well. So it's another way to build your subscription list as well. You'll put your logo here again, and then you could put your information here again, or you could take it off from the other side, or if you want it on both sides, it's up to you. It just really depends. So if you're going to do this here, then on the other side, I will probably just put the social channels, whatever you're going to use, your social media channels. And that's how I would do that. So I do want to turn the floor back over to Amy for any questions or concerns that anyone may have.
Man, that was so helpful because I have wanted to dabble in postcards, but needed that little push from you. Thank you so much for that, Erika.
You are more than welcome. And then once I created it, I was like, why haven't I been doing this sooner? It was just that simple. And, one thing I did forget, guys. When it comes to printing, if you're printing it yourself, which I recommend if you want to save on coins, because if you use one of the print shops, you're going to pay a pretty penny. I'm just being honest. Use Avery, just create your account with Avery templates right here.
You also mentioned whether it's ink or as far as the printing it out, if it was a jet, I'm having a brain fart.
So the material itself for the postcards. So it will have on the packaging, it will say inkjet or it will say laser.
Okay.
One of the two.
Okay.
So just make sure you're getting the paper for whatever printer you're going to be using to print it out. It's either going to be an inkjet printer or a laser printer.
And I don't want to get too complicated, but I had been looking at paper for another project I was doing, and I got really hung up on how many points, like thicker or thinner or whatever. When you do it through Avery, since you had mentioned it being accepted by the post office, does that kind of take away from having to choose specifically the thickness?
It is certified, yes. So if you try to do a postcard and it's thinner than the dimensions mentioned from the Postal Service, they'll charge you regular mail for it.
Okay.
Same thing if it's too thick, they'll charge you regular mail for it. And you'll have to send it in an envelope.
Okay, thank you. So much better. if you guys have questions on this, now is the time to ask. Don't get off and then, you know, send Erica a message on the sly.
So real quick, I did want to touch on Avery. So Avery is the actual, is my go-to to plug in my postcards, to actually have them printed, because I know it's going to print in the format that I need, and I don't have to worry about no dimensions or nothing being off. So if you go to templates, just create an account with them. It's free to create an account. Go to templates, or you could search the template number, whatever you're using, and it'll have it on your, where's my package? I think it's upstairs. I've been working all over the house, so it's upstairs, but it'll have the item number for the template. You could just plug it in right here where it says enter product number. It'll come up. I'm just gonna type in postcards.
Woo.
My P isn't working. Okay.
No P?
No P. Okay, that's why. All right, let's go to view more. Yes, it's easy. It's so much easier when you have the product number and you just type it in. It's awkward the way I'll do it, but I'm just going to use this one here, like for business cards. This one. So the one that I go with is the 4 square ones, because it just makes sense just to do it that way for me. But you could do a different dimension for a postcard, but you're probably going to end up paying more.
Okay.
So after you click on it, and again, I'm just using this one for an example. So this one's for business cards, and I've used them for business cards as well. The Avery, I just buy the paper because I like to switch it up. So here's like the product number that I was mentioning, and it's on the packaging. So all you got to do is say start designing. Don't do let us print it for you. And I'm gonna use this one here. It's gonna make me log into one of my accounts. All right, so you just choose your layout. I'm gonna use this one, select it. And it has templates in here, but they are not the best templates. That's the purpose of using a separate platform where it's already where you could plug and play pretty much. By all means, if you want to use one of their templates, go ahead, but their templates are simple. So I just use a blank design and I download. If I do it in Canva, I download it and then I just upload the photo and I drop it in here.
That's what I was going to ask. Can you create it in Canva and then upload it? Okay.
And I like using other platforms to create my projects in for my marketing, because I don't have to worry about filling up space on my laptop. That was the issue I had with my last laptop. So
I don't know why I keep the stuff saved on my computer when it's it.
Right. Yep. But
now you did mention and do a quick little QR code creator, but is there, like if someone's just sitting down at their computer right now and they're like, I need to do a QR code, do you suggest going to one place over the other?
Just for the QR code? It really depends on your taste, to be honest, because if you want to do a picture QR code, you could do that too. You just can't do it in My Creative Shop. But there's all sorts of platforms out there that do free QR codes. Just find which one works for you. And preferably the free one.
They are huge. Like, I mean, especially with generation whatever's below me, I don't remember. Like all of the younger crowd, they just, you know, ding, ding their phones, and that's really very helpful.
Yeah.
Well, I do not see any questions, ma'am.
Alrighty, well, I sure hope I helped you guys with some marketing tips on next time you want to send out a postcard for your client, or you want to send out a promotion, or just simply introduce yourself to the community, you know.
Is there a way, I know they have all sorts of mailing lists and stuff, but for someone who's just starting out and they only have a handful of people that they're thinking of, whether it's friends and family or whatever, is there a way to disperse it that you know of to strangers?
The yellow book still exists, guys. It still exists. So yeah, get those addresses. If
As
you
a Dewey
know a
Decimal.
specific community or a address, not an address, apartment community, introduce yourself. Introduce yourself. And then just get those addresses and send out those postcards.
Excellent. Now, since this is part one, will part two be this next Saturday, or is that to be determined?
I doubt it'll be next Saturday, because we do have a schedule for that, but
Oh,
hopefully sooner than later. It will not be on postcards since we did cover that, but it will be another form of marketing with the aspect of walking billboard, just creating something and it just passes on.
excellent. Well, if no one has any questions, and Erica, you don't have any more knowledge to drop on
Mhm.
us, no? Well, then that's going to conclude our Saturday training. Thank you guys so much for spending a little bit of time with us this afternoon, this evening. Make sure you put this into play because, I know I'm going to. I think any type of marketing that you can get out there to put your brand, your company, your face is a winner. So on behalf of our 1-star platinum peach, Miss Nina Jackson Mitchell, this webinar is officially over. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.